Hey you guys, are you doing the same glute exercises week after week? Well, here's 5 glute targeting exercises that are going to give you great results. Hey you guys, so we all know it's the year of the glutes. That's all I see. Glute this and glute that. But I see a lot of the same exercises. So what I like to do, I kind of consider myself a little bit more functional based. I like to do stuff that's a lot of like one-legged exercises because it's good for muscle imbalances, but they still give you really good results. So I'm going to show you 5 of my exercises that I've been doing more of lately that I really like, that I feel like I've gotten some really good results with, and I hope you do too. Okay, the first one I'm going to start with is a dumbbell single leg squat raise. So this one you can either do on the ground for beginners, or to make it a little bit more challenging, you can do it on a BOSU. I like doing it on a BOSU because it's good to always work on your balance. We're always kind of on the ground. It's good to, get in an unstable environment. Okay, so start out with however much weight. If you want to start out a little bit lighter, because this really is a full one-leg squat. What I love about this one too is it really focuses on the gluteus minimus and maximus, more on the side of the glute here, which is always a good thing. I mean, it really hits the whole thing, but it really targets those that don't really get fully targeted from just being here. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to hold the weight in the opposite hand. You're going to stand on your one leg. This leg is going to go out as you go down. So we're just going to reach the dumbbell towards our foot. And we want to think about our tracking too. And the other thing is you always want to make sure you're hinging at the waist first. You don't just drop straight down. I always tell people you want to hinge a little bit first before you go down into that squat. Hinge, kicking those hips back, because that's really what's going to help get that glute activated and doing the work that it should be doing. All right. So for more of the advanced, you're just, like I said, you're just going to grab that BOSU, find the sweet spot, and you're just going to do the same thing. You're just going to reach for the foot and come back up. It's just going to make it a little bit tougher because you're kind of working your balance at the same time. So just think about really getting as low as you can. The key with this one is getting this dumbbell basically touching the top of your foot. That means you're going to get into a full squat. All right, move that out of the way. Okay, box single leg taps. These I like to do pretty much closer to the end of my workout. These I feel like are really good for just kind of burning out the glutes. So after you've completely fried them, this is what's good. The higher the box, the tougher it's going to be. The goal with this is just to tap and slightly lean forward. That's the key too. I'm always going to keep a slight bend on my waist because that in turn is going to keep my glute basically doing all of the work. So, and the key to with this is just a tap. We're not coming down and resting and coming back up. This is not a step up. I always tell people, think of a hot plate down there and you're just barely tapping. Whew, having some balance issues today. So you're just tapping and coming back up. And you want to keep a good pace. I usually do 15 to 20 of these, 3 on each side. And up. So you can really see that it's really working that glute. Kind of the last burnout. Okay. Next, we're going to do a single elevated leg squat. So with this one, once again, you're going to use any kind of box or anything you may have. I'm going to make sure this is anchored. You can use a barbell. You can use dumbbells if you don't have a barbell. I just have been using a barbell lately. Doesn't have to be super heavy. So what we're going to do is our foot is going to be on the bench. We're going to think about hinging at the waist first, but we're just going to lower down and back up. We want to make sure that our foot is tracking too. So we're just getting into as low of a squat as we possibly can, but this is really focusing on that one glute. And up, and back to the top. All right, so maybe 10 to 12, 15, depending on how much weight you're using. Those are really good though, I love those. It's a nice way to kind of hit the glute in a different way. All right, next, one of my favorites, Bulgarian split squats. You can use a plate, dumbbells. I prefer a plate. We're just gonna put our back foot on that bench. I like a plate because it keeps my head up. We're just gonna go down, getting that knee as close to the ground as possible. The other thing is you want to keep a closer stance. The farther out you are, the more that's gonna hit your glutes. I'm sorry, your quads. So try to keep your stance a little bit more narrow. So I'm just reaching down, that back knee to the ground, and then I'm pressing through my heel, because that's where the power of the glute is coming, or the squat is coming from, is from pressure and pushing up through the heel. So those you can do 12 to 15 on each side, 3 rounds. Okay. All right, some really good glute exercises. Okay, another one of my favorite finishers is explosive long jumps. It doesn't seem like it's a glute, but it definitely is. So with these, what you're gonna do, find a nice long hallway. I usually wait till it's totally clear at the gym and then I go for it. You're gonna start super low, and then you're just going to explosively jump up. I'll do a little bit of a bounce in between and then push forward. So it's all about staying low and using the glutes to project you forward. So you're here. So I'm really using those to push me forward. So if you're doing these all the way down a hallway, you're not going to be able to feel your legs when you're done. So staying nice and low and using those glutes as your power source. All right, you guys, these are 5 super great glute exercises. What I love about them is that they obviously can be done at home. You don't always have to be in the gym using these super heavy barbells and, back loading all this stuff. If you need to do that, that's a-okay, but there are other ways to work your glutes without always having to lift super heavy or be at the gym. That's the good thing. Hey, thanks for joining me today, you guys. Check us out on social media. Check out our new Max Shred program. It's awesome if you're looking to build muscle, burn fat, maybe you need help with nutrition. It's all customizable. Super great Max Shred program. Thanks for joining me. See you guys soon.